Okay, I'm going over how to use Desmos to create your graphs. So you wanted to go to, well, first let's back up. Let's just go to Google so we can get to the website. So I'm just at Google and then I'm going to type in Desmos graphing calculator. Click on the first link. It's going to take you here. What we're going to do first is readjust this because I don't want all of this negative stuff we didn't get in there. So to change and adjust your X and Y axis, you're going to click on this little wrench and it's going to bring this up. So you can see the information for our X axis. So where do we want to start? I typically start mine at negative 0.5. It just gives you a little bit of space so you can see kind of the whole zero and just a little bit past it. So then I want to go ahead and figure out the highest part. So whatever you decided to scale your x-axis up by, if we're talking about working for a year, that's 52 weeks. So maybe I'm going to scale this to 60. I'm going to do the same thing on my y-axis, and I'm going to start it at negative 0.5. Again, it just gives me a little bit of space. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to scale it by. So depending on what your numbers are, we're kind of scaling it all the way up to see how much we make in 52 weeks. So whatever your career is, I don't know, let's just go crazy and say 70,000. We can add the labels. So what did you call your x-axis? That was my number of weeks. You can also tell it what you want to count by. So right now it's counting by ones. I can see it, see 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. If I wanted to count by twos or threes or fours or fives, I kind of have that option. They can say count by fives. So I'm going to do the same thing and talk about, well, what is my label on my y-axis? That's my pay. And my step is just what I want to count by. So what is it counting by right now? I have 1,000 to 2,000, 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe let's see what happens when we count by 500. It's probably not going to change too much. Just say, let's count by. I'm sorry, that's 10,000. But it's so big, it's probably not going to change. Okay, but really all you're looking for here is to just organize it to complete it in this just single X and Y axis. Then you're going to have the point or the ability to type in your coordinate points. So for example, if I want to plot the point 0, 0, see it's going to show up there. Let's hide this. Then I want to go ahead and add another point. So maybe I want to add my constant of proportionality. And I'm just going to be making up numbers here. So for 1 week, you should have calculated in all of this work how much you're going to get paid. So maybe let's just say in 1 week, you make $800. So we see that. Then we can come down here and add another point. So maybe let's see what we make in 1 month. So that was your 4-week mark. So in 4 weeks, you should have that table, figure out your numbers. And again, I'm just making these up for the sake of plotting them. So in a month, maybe I make $3,200. So you can see you can add in any of those points and it's going to show up. We can also go through, well, how do you plot your line? So the only issue here is that when you're working with Desmos, you don't have the freedom of using whatever letter you want. So we're going to go ahead and say Y for pay. So we calculate our pay by taking our constant of proportionality. So whatever you found out that being, in this case, it's 800, and then times X. So you should then see that your graph kind of comes through. So once you have this, you can screenshot it however you know how to screenshot it, whether you're using your iPad or you're using the computer and you want to figure that out. But you would just snip this, copy it into, so I'm going to use my snip tool because that's what I have on here. So I'm going to go new. I'm going to go ahead and just snip the whole graph. Screenshot. So then I can copy and paste this or save it onto my desktop. Right. So that's how you can use this tool to create your graph. You can get kind of creative with it. You have this option to add in the labels. So notice that if I do that, you can see the coordinate points. So if you wanted to pick out some of what those were, but if you have any questions on this, please feel free to reach out to me.